Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from Daily Ohm, feeling our inner desires, using our outside voice. Each of us has developed an internal filtering process that helps us choose which parts of our constant inner monologues get voiced outside of our heads. We know we all have that inner monologue, but some people don't keep it in there. Some people, if it pops in the head, it pops out the mouth. And they can just make you tired to have to listen to them. Sometimes the choice is based on what we consider to be polite or appropriate. And I do that. I was taught certain things were polite and appropriate, certain things were not. Using subtlety instead of directness to try to get our point across. And, I was also taught that. And in Buddhism, they talk about that too, using tact. So subtlety sometimes, you're, trying to get your point across without beating them over the head with it. Now, there are some people who don't use that, and they will be happy to beat you over the head with their opinion. Other times, the choice is made based on our expectations of the other person and what we feel they should know about us, our feelings, and our needs. And you are, supposed to do that. It's within your right here. I got a little, don't know what that is. Maybe it was a little nail polish or something. Maybe a splinter. I'm not sure, but I got it, whatever it was. So, we want people that we want to relate with to know about us. We want them to know about our feelings and our needs. And sometimes that kind of hurts if they don't respond in the way that we think they should. Everybody's different. So if you expect a person to respond a certain way and then they don't, you're going to be let down by your expectations. And it's going to be your expectations that let you down, not actually what the other person did. So when you can understand that, it'll go a long way to helping you in your relationships with other people. But our best chance of getting what we need is to communicate specifically by converting our inner voice to our outside voice. This may seem unnecessary sometimes, especially when we think the other person has the same information we ourselves are working with. But we have to remember they are also have their own inner voice, evaluating what they hear in light of their own issues and needs. And that's where we have communication problems sometimes. We don't live in that person's brain. We don't understand everything about them. We don't know what their issues and needs are. And I know other people who think that there's some things that are funny, and I think they're just mean. Like, I wouldn't do that to somebody else. I wouldn't say that to somebody else, but they think it's funny. I know a couple people like that. And I don't see anything funny about it. If you're saying something that's mean, derogatory, said to hurt other people's feelings, to me, that's not a joke. That's just you being mean. That's just how I feel about that. With so much to consider and sift through, we are truly better off if we communicate precisely. And that's something that I've tried to teach people, that I've taught in the past, is say exactly what you mean. Because some people were taught to be so polite, so reserved, they just beat about the bush for, 15 minutes. And you're like, what are they getting at? What are they trying to say? Just come out and say it. This is what I want. This is what I need. Just come out and say it. Because people will respect that. They might not like it. They might not like what you have to say. And there's no guarantee they will. But they will at least know what you're needing, what you're wanting, and you will be clear. My goodness. Not only does this summarize the chance for misinterpretation, but voicing our thoughts, it is an act of creation because you're bringing it from the inside out. You're creating a conversation or a relationship. We convert thought and image to sound, releasing it from the chamber of our minds to the outside world. This carries energy and intention with it, making our thoughts wishes, and even dreams come true. And it's all about your intentions, you know, because that's the important thing, is what was your intention behind it. And sometimes people misunderstand our intentions. And if they do, we can explain to them, well, my intention was, whatever. But they might not see it that way. And unfortunately, they don't ever have to see it that way. You have to let go of your expectations of other people. When we have courage to speak our minds and use our voice to send the desires of our hearts from our inner world to the world outside, we take a bold step in making them happen. By removing fear of what others may think and expectations of what others should understand, we free ourselves and our thoughts from the bondage of the mental chamber and let loose our desires into the canvas of the world. I think there's a song, something about paint your world, and that's basically what you're doing. You're coloring your world how you want it to look, and you don't have to stay in the lines. You can color it any way you want. But you have to remember, other people are doing the same thing. And they are not you. They did not grow up having the exact experience that you had. Even twins are different. So you got to let people be other people and not expect them, to be 100% on board or to get you 100%. You have to allow them to be them, and you are allowed to be you. Next time we become aware that we have a choice about how to communicate, we can choose to use our outside voice and watch its creative power at work. Because like I said, this is your world. It's all of our worlds, but we each have our own unique little world. We're each living within this body, in this mind. We can't see our own face without a mirror or, a screen right here. We're, looking out. We're on the inside looking out. Next time you're feeling some inner desires that are not being met, use your outside voice. Tell people what you need, what you want. Think about it. That's all for now.